10 things you must improve every single day. Imagine that each day is a blank canvas, and in your hands, you are holding a paintbrush. That brush represents the choices you make. So the question is, what will you paint on that canvas? Every single day that passes is an opportunity to improve yourself. It is a chance to sharpen your skills, refine your thinking, and elevate your life to a new level. But this does not happen by accident. You must create it intentionally. One of the greatest lessons I have ever learned is this: success is not something distant or mysterious. It is simply a few simple disciplines practiced every day. And failure? Failure is nothing more than a few small errors in judgment, repeated daily. The difference between success and failure lies in the small things you choose to improve each day. Not massive transformations, not dramatic changes, but small improvements. The things we often overlook are the very things that create the biggest differences over time. I have narrowed it down to about 10 areas you must improve daily. We will explore them together. I want to move through them quickly so we can continue toward the bigger goal we are determined to achieve. The first thing you must improve every day is your attitude. How powerful is your attitude? Your attitude is the foundation upon which your entire life is built. If you improve it just a little each day, you will begin to see it change everything in your life. You might say, "It's just an attitude. It's just how I feel." But let me tell you something. It is not just how you feel. It is how you see the world. It is how you respond to problems. It is how you handle challenges. It is how you communicate with the people around you. And attitude works both ways. Your attitude is like a magnet. It either attracts opportunities or pushes them away. Think about this. Have you ever met someone who is constantly negative? Someone who complains about everything, no matter how good life may actually be? How much success do you think they attract with that mindset? Probably not much. Their negative attitude creates a barrier to opportunity. On the other hand, a person with a positive attitude attracts opportunity like a magnet. People want to be around them. They want to work with them. They want to help them. They want to see them succeed. So if you improve your attitude just a little each day, maybe today you choose to be a little more grateful, tomorrow a little more patient, the next day a little more resilient, you will begin to see doors opening that you never even knew existed. Here is something important to remember. Your attitude does not change overnight. It is a slow and steady process. You improve it bit by bit, day after day. Maybe today you focus on becoming slightly more grateful. Tomorrow, slightly more persistent. The next day, you focus on solving problems instead of dwelling on difficulties. Each day, you place another brick in the foundation of a stronger attitude. And before long, you will have built something solid and lasting. And I promise you this, when your attitude improves, everything else begins to change as well. Your relationships, your work, your health, everything. Your attitude is the key that unlocks a new life, a new future filled with possibility and opportunity. The second thing you must improve every day is your communication skills. The second thing you must improve every single day is your communication skills. This is absolutely essential in determining how successful you will become. Why? Because everything in life revolves around communication. Whether you are talking to a friend, negotiating a business deal, or simply speaking with your family, communication sits at the center of it all. The better you communicate, the stronger your relationships become. Your work flows more smoothly. Your influence within your community expands. But let me make something very clear. Communication is not just about talking. In fact, the best communicators are often the ones who speak the least. They listen. They listen carefully. They listen with empathy. They listen to understand, not just to respond. You see, communication is a two-way street. It is not only about expressing your ideas clearly, but also about truly understanding the ideas of others. And this is something you can improve every day. Maybe today you focus on becoming a better listener. Tomorrow you practice expressing your opinions without sounding aggressive. The next day, you work on choosing the right words to clearly communicate your emotions. Each day, you polish the rough edges of your communication style. And over time, you become someone people genuinely want to listen to. That is the real power of effective communication. When you communicate better, you gain greater influence. You lead more effectively. You inspire others to take action. Think about this for a moment. Have you ever experienced a misunderstanding simply because of poor communication? Maybe you thought someone meant one thing, but they actually meant something completely different. And that small misunderstanding turned into a much bigger problem. Now imagine this. If you improved your communication skills just a little every single day, how many misunderstandings could you prevent? How many conflicts could you resolve? How much trust could you build in your relationships? That is something worth thinking about, isn't it? The third thing you must improve every day is self-discipline. This is critically important. Self-discipline is the bridge between your goals and your accomplishments. It is the ability to keep going when you no longer feel motivated. It is the ability to do what must be done, even when it feels uncomfortable. And here is the truth. Without self-discipline, success is impossible. You may have incredible goals, brilliant ideas, and extraordinary talent. But if you do not have the discipline to execute them, all of it becomes meaningless. Self-discipline is like a muscle. The more you train it, the stronger it becomes. And you can strengthen it a little every day. Maybe today you train yourself to wake up 15 minutes earlier. Tomorrow you discipline yourself to exercise, even when you don't feel like it. The next day, you stay focused on your work instead of allowing distractions to pull you away. Each of these small actions may seem insignificant, but over time, they compound into powerful results. Here is something you must understand. Self-discipline is not only about willpower, it is also about building habits. When you create a habit, it no longer requires enormous effort. It becomes automatic. That is why a crucial part of improving your discipline is building habits that support your goals. For example, if you develop the habit of reading 10 pages a day, you no longer rely solely on willpower to grow and learn. The habit carries you forward. Discipline becomes lighter. It no longer feels like a burden. I once knew a young man who was extremely talented. He had all the potential in the world, but he lacked discipline. He would begin projects with great enthusiasm, but he never finished them. He was easily distracted by new ideas, new opportunities, new excitements, and he left behind a trail of unfinished work. As a result, he never made real progress. One day, I sat down with him and said, "You must work on your discipline. You must train yourself to stay committed to one thing until it is finished, even when it gets hard, even when it gets boring, even when you don't feel like continuing." And you know what? He took that advice seriously. He started small. He committed to finishing one small project at a time. Over time, he developed the discipline to complete bigger and more important tasks. Today, he is very successful, and he will tell you that self-discipline was the key to everything he achieved. The fourth thing you must improve every day is your thinking, by challenging your limiting beliefs. You see, many of us are not held back by external circumstances. We are held back by the beliefs we carry about ourselves and the world around us. We think we cannot do something because we have never tried, or because someone once told us we were not good enough. But those beliefs are just thoughts, and thoughts can be changed. So every day, work on replacing limiting beliefs with empowering ones. Instead of saying, "I can't do this," say, "I am learning how to do this." Instead of saying, "I will never succeed," say, "I am on the path towards success." Each day you improve your mindset just a little, and over time, your entire perspective on life begins to shift. I once knew a man who constantly struggled because of his mindset. He focused only on what was wrong. Every difficulty seemed impossible. Every failure felt like the end. As a result, he felt stuck. No matter how hard he worked, he could not move forward. One day, I sat down with him and said, "You must work on your thinking. Stop focusing on what's broken and start focusing on what can be built." He listened. He started small, reading a few pages of an inspirational book every morning, practicing gratitude every night, and consciously shifting his focus from problems to solutions. Gradually, his mindset changed. And when his mindset changed, his life changed. He became more confident, more resilient, more successful. And it all began with the daily practice of improving his thinking. The fifth thing you must improve every day is your time management. The fifth thing you must improve every day is your time management. Time is the only resource that is completely equal for everyone. Every person on this planet receives 24 hours a day. Not more, not less. Yet some people achieve extraordinary success, while others struggle to make progress. The difference often lies in how they manage their time. Time management is not about being busy all day. It is about being productive. It is about focusing on what truly matters. Many people spend their days reacting to everything around them: notifications, messages, distractions, and urgent but unimportant tasks. At the end of the day, they feel exhausted, but they have accomplished very little. Improving your time management means learning to prioritize. Ask yourself each morning, what are the 3 most important tasks I must complete today? Focus on those first. Protect your time. Eliminate unnecessary distractions. Maybe today you reduce your time on social media by 30 minutes. Tomorrow you plan your schedule the night before. The next day you learn to say no to tasks that do not align with your goals. Small daily improvements in how you use your time can completely transform your life. You see, successful people are not more talented than everyone else. Often, they are simply more disciplined with their time. When you manage your time well, you reduce stress, you increase clarity, and you move steadily toward your goals instead of drifting aimlessly. Let me share a simple truth. If you do not control your time, something else will. And usually, that something else is not aligned with your dreams. The sixth thing you must improve every day is your physical and mental health. Your body and mind are the foundation of everything you do. Without energy, without clarity, without emotional stability, it becomes extremely difficult to perform at your best. Improving your health does not require dramatic changes overnight. Maybe today you drink more water. Tomorrow you take a short walk. The next day you go to bed 30 minutes earlier. These small actions, repeated daily, create powerful results over time. Mental health is equally important. Take a few minutes each day to reflect, to breathe deeply, to disconnect from the noise of the world. Practice gratitude. Train your mind to focus on what is good instead of constantly dwelling on what is lacking. When your body is strong and your mind is clear, you naturally become more productive, more positive, and more resilient. Finally, the seventh thing you must improve every day is your character. Character is who you are when no one is watching. It is your integrity, your honesty, your consistency. You can have skills, knowledge, and ambition, but without strong character, your success will not last. Each day, ask yourself, am I keeping my promises? Am I treating people with respect? Am I acting in alignment with my values? Character is built in small, daily decisions. Choosing to be honest when lying would be easier. Choosing to stay committed when quitting would be more comfortable. Choosing to be kind when you feel frustrated. Over time, these choices define who you become. And in the end, who you become is far more important than what you achieve. So remember this: improve yourself a little every day. Improve your communication. Improve your discipline. Improve your thinking. Improve your time management. Improve your health. Improve your character. Small daily progress may seem insignificant at first, but compounded over months and years, it creates a powerful transformation. The question is not whether you can change your life. The real question is, are you willing to improve just 1% today? Because if you are, your future will look very different from your present. And that journey begins now. If this message spoke to you today, if even just one sentence made you stop and think, then remember this: change does not happen in one giant leap. It happens one small improvement at a time. Thank you for watching and staying until the end. It truly means more than you know. If you are ready to become 1% better every single day, hit subscribe and join this journey with us. Because your future does not change someday. It changes the moment you decide to improve today. See you in the next video. Your transformation starts now.